Denver season 9 finally comes to a wrap. What a long, tiring season. And I must say that Love is Blind and Netflix did us dirty for showing us season 9. We definitely did not deserve to see this messy season. But anyway, it has finally came to an end. And guess what? Everybody showed up to take accountability, starting with Jordan and Megan. Now they talk about how their things ended. Jordan did highlight on the fact that he said he regretted showing Megan his son. He did say that it was more on him. He blamed himself in exposing his child in such an inconsistent relationship, especially because his son is at a space where he needs consistency. Jordan also went on and educated us about the diabetics types. Apparently, there are 2 types of diabetics. I did not know this. It was very much educational for me. Guess what? Sparkle, Megan showed up with no sparkles. I don't mean that as a shade, but Megan showed up with no sparkles. It is what it is. But he, or rather she, had a secret, a big secret. And she told us that she is with a child. Okay, she has a little baby boy who is just 2 months old. And guess what? This is huge secrets that Megan has. And that's the father of the child there. That's the father of Megan's child. None of the cast members knew about Megan having a child. Everybody was just so shocked. Megan kept a secret nicely, okay? Megan did also explain on the fact that her breakup with Jordan definitely did have to do with everything about their money, finances. But, she just wanted to kind of downplay the fact that it had the most to do with the money and the finances. And she does kind of own up and says that, they were living a very, very, very different lifestyle. And it was a lifestyle that it was just going to be so, so hard for her to adjust into. And yeah, moving along to Casey, because right after Megan and Jordan, we therefore were joined with Casey and Patrick. Okay, Casey and Patrick are in the building now. They come and tell their story with Patrick, who wanted the ring back. Patrick was like, listen, I want my ring. I need that ring back. I need it as in like now, okay? And also, Casey is out here not taking any accountability. She goes like, I cared for Patrick. I was so hurt. I was so heartbroken seeing things end between me and Patrick. I'm like, girl, can someone please make this girl? Because what is she saying? Okay, she was not finding Patrick physically attractive. Okay, and that is that. And that's not a crime also. It's very much unfortunate that Casey did not find Patrick physical attractive. Okay. However, she should own it and she should apologize, because it appears that Patrick expected an apology from Casey, especially for how things went. He goes like, things really did not go right. Things did not end it right in the right notes. And for that reason, I expect an apology from you, Casey, simply because things did not end well between me and you. Not Casey kind of refusing to give an apology. And she goes like, listen, Patrick, please do not tell me how to apologize, because I was going to apologize either way. She goes like, if you need the ring, I have the ring with me now. So it seems like Casey and Patrick have been fighting over a ring, and they even took it to TikTok. Oh my gosh, these are adults in their 30s. They are on TikTok fighting about a ring that Netflix provided. This ring was never bought by Patrick, which many people just did not understand why Patrick needed the ring back. Guess what? After Patrick got the ring, they had to battle on a basketball match where Casey won, and she won the ring back. How crazy. Now, I thought we were done talking about Casey, but no, we're not done, because Casey was in a relationship with one of the cast members. Guess who? Joe. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised that Casey was in a relationship with one of the cast members, and Madison blaming Casey for how her engagement with Joe ended, saying that Casey could have something to do with it. But Casey was like, no ma'am, I have absolutely nothing to do with the end of your engagement, But also, Madison now is coming out saying that Casey and Joe were actually flirting with each other at the mix-up party. I'm like, this is so confusing. Like, this is so confusing. However, Joe kind of did clarify it to us and says, no. He got cold feet, or he was already not feeling getting married to Madison at the day that he had to fix his tax. He's like, no, he had a meltdown. He could not cope, and he was just like, nope, I'm not going to get married. But also, I'm like, this is so unfair, and this is so wrong that Joe had a meltdown as his tax fitting and never saw it fit to discuss it with Madison. If anything, they went to meet his friends, and they also went to the mixer party where he kind of connected with Casey. Crazy, right? Also, Medicine mentioned that the fact that Joe commented on her body in the show, she just really did not appreciate the fact that Joe commented on her body. Joe apologized, owned it, and says that as much as he made a mistake and he shouldn't have commented on Medicine's body, he found Medicine madly attractive. It's all they've ever did in the show is argue and do the deeds. Okay. Also crazy because Joe is in a relationship with one of the girls who is within their friends group. Crazy, right? However, Joe says no, at no point in time the relationship ever elapsed with one another. He ended things with Medicine and dated Casey, ended things with Casey and dated this new girl who happens to be in their friends group. When I tell you that the real drama in this whole shebang bang was Medicine and Joe, it was Medicine and Joe. Joe had the real juiciest, okay? It had Megan laughing. Now we move on to Nick. Nick is such a cool guy. I don't know. I mean, I think I saw another different side of his. He apologized to Kate for how he kind of broke up with her in the pods, and Kate just felt like the apology is so fake based on the fact that Nick has never apologized on or to her, and even now he only DM'd her when he found out that Casey would be present. And according to Kate, she's like, this just looks so calculated to me. It looks so calculated and so fake, and I don't know, she's like, I don't know if I should be accepting this apology at this point in time. And when Kate was coming for Nick for love bombing her, guess who came at Nick's defense? It was Annie. Annie is like, no, at the pods we're all confused, we're dating multiple peoples, it happens, love bombing happens, this, that, and the other thing. Annie was then asked if she ever regretted choosing Nick over Braden. She says, no, I do not regret that decision. I actually made the best decision ever in choosing Nick. I'm like, go. Are you fine? Are you okay? Are you fine? Like, are you fine for not regretting your decision? Okay. However, Katie also said she dated Braden a bit. Like, it was a whole of a mess. And we also had to see Joe and Nick kind of squash their beef. It seems like they were quite beefing a bit. I mean, Joe did admit that he did not like Nick as much. And he does say that it was mostly influenced by the fact that he was mostly close with Braden at the time. We move on to Ali and Ali's man. Wow. Forgot Ali's main. What is his name? Forgot his name. However, Ali is so brutal. Hey, she says that the reason that the whole thing ended, obviously, it was to the fact that her man attends the strippers club, which obviously that's a red flag. That's a huge big red flag right there, gotta admit. Okay, however, he denies it and says no. He regrets why someone who barely knew him ever made such a huge comment about him. That's false. He admits that he has been into a strip club, but he does not constantly go there. I don't understand why Ali says the main reason why they broke up is because of that, and it's because of the fact that he wears flip-flops and he does not find his legs or his feet attractive, right? Also, I'm like, ma'am, how about the money? How about money? Why aren't they talking about the money comment? They let that slide. Anyway, we get to find out that Ali's man is in a relationship now. He's like, I'm happily in a relationship. We finally get to see Edmund and KB. These two, Vanessa had to intervene and just be a school principal and help these two communicate, because KB is trying to tell Edmund that in their relationship, she felt like Edmund was being manipulative, but Edmund is dismissive. She's like, nope, I was never manipulative. If anything, I always felt like I need to apologize to you and never repeat whatever I've done, which is wrong, and KB is like, no, you were being manipulative by me trying to address issues that we have in our relationship, and you will just break down and cry. And he refused. He's like, I don't remember ever breaking down and crying. This is not true. This is that. Listen, when I tell you that Vanessa was just like, listen, let me just be a school principal and help these two adults communicate, this is when they had to just say one nice things about each other. KB understand that she was wrong. She should not have cast out Edmund, and she does say that Edmund is a wonderful person and should never allow anyone and any woman cast her, which was like, oh, wow, good, we're happy for you, KB, and vice versa with Edmond. Edmond acknowledges that KB is a wonderful woman, and they ended that on a hug, and we were like, all of us, I was happy, I hope you were all happy, and that was the end. That was done by season 9. What a trash season. Shame on you, Netflix, for releasing this season for us, because this is disrespect. Anyway, guys, bye. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.